All right. And we are live. Hey,
Hey,
Ryan.
Hey, Alex, how are you?
I'm excited. I'm very excited for this stream because for people who don't know, we were trying to set this up in Montreal Dreaming, but my workshop took longer than expected.
And
So
ACB didn't run in the cloud. We had a surprise.
yes. So yeah, Ryan had set up all these cool things. So I thought, like, why not show it in a live stream? Because it's really, really cool.
Oh, well, cool. I guess I could put a link to the. I don't know if people click the link, then they won't be on this live stream anymore. So I guess we could just like share.
I can put the link. I have it.
Yeah, I don't know if you open it up in another window. I have to, because my YouTube, I put basically, so for everybody watching, I put a camera here. I can show it. I set up a camera here pointing up in the ceiling so that you can see where is it? So you can see the UFO, which is a 3D printed device I got from Dynatrace many years ago. And that camera is streaming also to a YouTube channel, so we can pull it up during the stream, I guess. Actually, that might be a way to do it. If I just pull it up in a little window, let me share my screen so people can see it while we're talking. And why on earth did we make that? Well, I was learning about MCP. So this is the actual code. So let's pull up a little window and show people what we're talking about. This one here. So this is the UFO, and you see it's got some different color lights. You can kind of see the colors. Let me change it to more obvious colors. Here. Oh wait, I didn't give it much context. Oh, I figured it out. So I'm using a Claude. I'm using a chat agent, an LLM, to control the UFO, and that's really the whole purpose of the MCP. So the MCP demo and everything, right? I wanted to make it so that I could make an agent control it instead of me. No, I don't like that one too much. It got darker, right? So you can turn it on.
Yeah.
So let me show you how I'm doing it. I'm gonna give a command to it. Make a single orange light. Rotate on the bottom ring, and how about alternating red and blue on the top ring? So this is the idea: is that how do I have an LLM control it? And then let me make this smaller so we can watch it. Now we were testing the camera. What I basically worked on last night was the whole camera video stream thing. That's not what I told it to do. I guess it kind of did.
It is.
Right? Yeah. And so I spent my evening last night on the video streaming, not so much on the UFO and the MCP server. But anyway, that's what the idea is. How do I get this agent to control the UFO? And what we were doing at the workshop was the idea was hopefully that you guys, like whoever's in the workshop, could have their Agentforce agent control it, which we could do that, right? That's possible, but we haven't done it yet because we didn't get that far in the workshop. Plus, Alex, when I showed up, I thought we had 5 hours. I didn't know we only had 3 hours. Right?
Really?
Yeah. I was probably my fault for not reading. Right? But so we didn't have time to do this, even if everything went perfect in the workshop.
Okay.
Because we had to do the whole Agentforce hookup in the first place. So,
okay. Good to know.
Yeah. So I don't know what we can. I spent a lot of time on the tech. I didn't spend a lot of time on the presentation. So we could talk about what it takes to make one of these to hook up something of your own to a so you can control. Kind of the whole idea of MCP is we want to give AI the power to do things in the real world, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought the UFO was a good way to show that. How do I control something in the real world? So I don't know. Is anybody in the chat? You guys want to see different colors or something? We can do it. I don't know who's watching.
You know what was cool? When you were showing me, like, telling it a sports team or something, and it would change the color, like it would find out the colors and then change them. That was cool.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's say show a celebration pattern for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I have a good story about this whole thing, how I got the idea. It wasn't my idea to start asking it to be more creative like this. It was my daughter when I was first working on it.
Oh.
So I had this thing, instead of in the ceiling, I had it like just sitting at the end of my bed upside down. And I was working on the code. And she came in and she started saying, whoa, it can do red and blue. What would it think? And she started with simple stuff like this. I don't know what the Toronto Maple Leafs are, but that thinks it's blue and white. Is that right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Blue and white.
There we go. So we started doing stuff like that, like because so in Oklahoma we have the Thunder. So now do the OKC Thunder. They won the finals this year, and so they're orange and blue. I know that one. And that worked. It's taking like 7 seconds delay through the video stream, so it just changed for me. And the video stream is like it's a little behind. So
yeah.
Also, let me see if I can get the sun. The colors looked better at nighttime. Let me if I do that. Anyway, the stream is making them look a little bit whiter than they really are. So she started thinking of more creative things to have it do. She said, "What? I wonder if you could make it do emotions." I said, "What do you mean do emotions?" She said, "Make it say, show me a pattern that symbolizes." And she started with dark ones. I'm going to start with light ones for now, right? So like enthusiasm and drive, right? And it'll translate that into colors and patterns. It'll just make up something, right? Let's see what it thinks enthusiasm and drive looks like. It's not bad. Pink and yellow and teal and orange, kind of blinky and fast. Oh, you're still waiting. It hasn't caught up. Is it? Yeah, there's the pink.
Yeah.
It's a lot darker here. Oh well. And then she said, now do deep depression, right? And it'll do that. It'll make something that means like, so we ended up playing with it for like 3 hours, seeing what it thought different emotions looked like. Right?
That's really cool.
There's deep. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's deep depression. All right. Let's see how it looks on the stream.
Oh,
and it kind of explains.
Nice.
Yeah, deep blues and purples, low brightness, no rotation.
No rotation. Love it.
No. Yeah. So you want to do a couple?
I don't know. Someone in the community wants to send like a prompt. Let me think.
What did they say? I didn't hear.
No one is saying anything. Yeah. I'm just asking them to send stuff.
Yeah. Well, you can beat. I don't like depression. Give me something that's not depression.
What about MuleSoft Community? Can it find the colors?
Let's do a MuleSoft Community branded pattern and a bit more cheerful, please. Now, since I started this project, MuleSoft came out with an MCP connector, but when I started the project, they didn't have one. And so I didn't use MuleSoft to do this MCP server. Anyway, I'll still show you the code and we can look at what it looks like. And you can still make, that's better. Yeah.
Nice.
You can still make it. You can make one of these in MuleSoft for sure. And in fact, that would be real easy for this one because the UFO is driven by a REST API. So we just stick Mule in the middle, make an MCP server on top of a REST API. So Model Context Protocol is I'll kind of show you a little code if you guys want to see. It's this is in Go, and they have basically there's an open source MCP framework for Go also. That's by Mark III Labs. So that's the one I used. MCP exposes a special kind of API that works over either REST or it can work over standard input out. So this one has standard input out interface, and it also has an HTTP interface. So you can kind of see there's both options. So when you launch an MCP server, a lot of the ones you find out there on the internet, there's MCP directories, MCP servers. If you just do like that, you'll find these directories like mcpservers.org, and a lot of these that you can plug into your own agents are standard input output. So when you fire up an agent like Claude Desktop, the way that this is actually doing it is there's these tools, and I have a bunch hooked up to my LLM client, right? And it's not only, I just been using Claude because I've been a customer of theirs for 4 or 5 months. I do plan on doing more Curitech. I do plan on trying other ones, but it's like I've been using Claude a long time. So I have a bunch of these MCP servers hooked up here, and they all have, like, here's the GitHub one. They have a list of tools that the AI can use, and those tools have code behind them, right? So if I wanted to add another MCP, like here's the UFO one. Have configure lighting, get LED state, list effects, play effect. Those are the tools that my code made, right? And here's all these other ones that I just use other people's code. So MuleSoft has an MCP server that lets you. This is a new project. It's out, but you can create a Mule project or generate a flow or run an application or something. So you can use MCP servers for a lot of different jobs. I have one that I've had a long time called File System. This lets my agent go change files on my hard drive, which is pretty useful if you're writing code, right? Or another one that's like Fetch, like go get a web page, right, and read the contents of it. So you can empower your agent to do things in the world using these. Anthropic has this notion of packaging up an MCP server in a thing called a connector. And connectors are just MCP servers. That's all they are. So my UFO is actually added into this connector menu. Here it is. And I added it. I'm not going to remove it, but it lets you turn on and off tools. And so it gives it a little more client control over the MCP server. So if I wanted to add one, I could browse a directory that Claude has, and I've already given this feedback to the ACB team. There's a Workato and Zapier, but there's not a MuleSoft in here, so we need to get on this list because we have one. I don't know why it's not here. But you could also just use a desktop extension, right? And then if I don't want to use the ones that they have, you can just add a custom connector, which you give it a name, my MCP server, and whatever the URL is to it, right? Now, still, the way I'm running it, I'm just running it in Docker, right? So it's just here right now. And where's my? Here's the UFO right here. So I have a Docker server running. It's listening on all these different. It has to do SSE and it has to do MCP, and that's how the agent talks to it, is through this listener. You could deploy it on a real server somewhere. I just have it running in Docker locally because why not? So the code is here. When it launches, you give the server a list of tools, and you also give it instructions. So it's going to look a lot like Agentforce, Alex. you have like action, like a topic, sort of, right? So you give it a bunch of tool capabilities. Resources are kind of like, I think in I don't remember in Agentforce if there's a difference between tools and resources. Resources are just they're data that the agent can go get, kind of like RAG, and tools are things the agent can go do. And I think in Exchange they're not different. I mean, are they different in Agentforce, or is there just one thing?
Yeah. I think it, like, the data would come from Data Cloud. So whatever you have installed, like a file or a web service or a PDF, whatever, will come from Data Cloud.
Yeah. Now, resources can be kind of like you go fetch one and like get a piece of information, like is the UFO turned on or what colors are being displayed. That could be a resource. But I think there's also MCP supports like subscriptions. So a resource could be more like, tell me every time somebody changes the UFO. Like if there was more than one agent or something, it would tell you something. So it can notify you, not just you ask it questions. right? So the agent can get active notifications. Tools are all only on demand, right? Just go do the tool, get the result back. And so every time I change it, it's using these tools to make a change to the UFO. So I have 2 resources and 6 tools. And then I added the reason you make an MCP server also is a lot of the same reason you make an API. You want to decorate, you want to add more to what the underlying UFO or tool does. So for me, the UFO came, it's a Dynatrace product. Dynatrace /UFO ESP32, I think is the repo. It's an open source device. If you wanted to get one, you could not spend that much money if you wanted to 3D print it yourself. So that's what all this is they have the actual model for 3D printing them. And then they have the software that runs on it. So they can sit on your desk or whatever. This is like a 10-year-old project. It's not very actively maintained. Like the Wi-Fi is having trouble working with my new Wi-Fi router. We had an issue at the Montreal Dreaming about that. I got it working, but I had to use my phone hotspot just because it's old, So I talked to a guy locally. He could make a new one. It's just ESP32 is something you can go buy yourself, and they're very cheap. So the software that runs on this, on the UFO itself, is I guess it's in Go, and I didn't know that until just now because I didn't use it for the server, not for the ESP32, but for the web server. And then there's firmware that goes on it that actually runs the UFO itself. So all this thing does is let me put colors on it. There's nothing more fancy. So if I go to the API, and I think it's on 3.150.14. Is that right? Yeah, this is the UFO's built-in, no MCP server. This is just what it had when I got it, right? This is what the open source repo does. And you can go just turn on patterns inside the actual firmware. So if I just click one, they kind of have a couple of example ones in here. So if I hit that one, is it going to do it? I don't know if it's going to do it. I didn't test this before though. No, nothing's changing. So I don't know what I rehosted it on this server, and it doesn't seem like the pattern, the direct API patterns are going on there. But you can also just configure your Wi-Fi, right? And I made a special internal Wi-Fi network for it. And that's kind of the built-in software. So I wanted my MCP server to do a little bit more, meaning if I put a pattern on there and then I put another one, I wanted to remember the last pattern so that when let's say I play an effect. Here, I'll show you. I did this one. This was one of the first ones I did, so it's real easy. Where did Claude go? Oh well, I lost it. Here we go. New chat. Show a police lights pattern on the UFO. That was the first one I did because originally this device was intended to be a what just happened? This is somebody else's stream. Let me go get my link. I don't know how I got on a different video. Link here. This is my live stream. There. That's not the police lights pattern either. I must have changed it. No, the built-in pattern for police lights. It has a built-in one that I designed that looks a lot more like a police car. Let's see. I think I was coding it right before. No, it looks like I broke the effects. So the pre-programmed effects right before the stream I turned off. So I'll just do it with English language. I'll say, make a police car-like pattern where the top ring is a white light, a black light, and then bright blue fading to dark blue, rotating counterclockwise. And it was a lot easier to write it in just a code, but the bottom ring is a white light, then a black light, then I know black light doesn't make sense, but then bright red, fading to dark red. Took a lot of words for that. In code, it was way shorter.
Yep.
You know what else? This is it looks like the live stream ended. That's what it looks like. Stream finished. Oh, I guess I need to redo the stream.
I still see. Oh no, it finished. Yeah.
I can do that too. So this is a whole AI stream then, because I did the whole thing in AI anyway. So is it doing it? Change it all. I didn't see the UFO change. So then I'll do this. Check the logs for the UFO. I see no changes. So I'm using Claude Code here. That's what this one is. It's another interface to Claude. I use a main panel for.
Have you tried Kiro?
No, is it good?
I don't know. I tried it twice, but both times, like if I started doing something that took a lot of power, it would stop working. Like one time I tried to record everything, and then it literally told me like you cannot be recording while using it. I'm like, why?
Why not? Yeah. Oh wow. Now I've gotten used to Claude Code. There's no activity. Aha. Oh, it had to put it in quotes. It's checking the status of the UFO. It's trying to ping it. I'm on the server. Basically it's testing the MCP interface, and then I also need to make the stream get the stream back online. So I'll do that too. So I'll usually do this. I'll get a couple of agents going. That wasn't the one. I got a couple of these. So I can do -- resume, and it'll tell me the old sessions that I ran. Let's see. Yeah, I want this one. Yeah. This is a whole. That's not what I wanted. So let me do the other one. Claude resume. I'm going to do the streaming one. The stream went offline. Let's turn it back on. That's one thing I like about prompt-driven stuff. We can let that work while it's figuring out what happened with my container. You know what else it could be? So I have the actual Pi connected to, the UFO connected to a Raspberry Pi over Wi-Fi. I should make sure that that's still connected too. So it's going to rerun the Docker server so I can. One reason I like to use this like terminal interface, it's not an IDE. It's like it'll run in the terminal, and I can open my IDE if I want.
Yeah. Honestly, the reason that I like Kiro more is the icons are really cute.
I'll have to try. I have to give an IDE-driven experience a try, but I've just gotten a flow already I've gotten used to this, having 2 or 3 terminals open, each one doing something. So as long as that's possible, as long as I can get more than one agent going, I'll probably be able to use Kiro.
I don't know. It's more like Cursor. So I'm not sure.
Looks like it's up. Let me actually see if this is up. Okay, this is up. It's not doing that though. It's not. It's like it's not reaching it. I can get to the web page. What's it doing here? Let me get the stream back up to you. Oh, it's still. So this is one thing. I guess I can share that. One thing about the whole Claude Code experience is the context windows get longer and longer, and there's like a pro and a con to it. What it's doing now is compacting the conversation because I ran out of context. Like there's a limit to how much context window it'll support, and then it'll summarize the conversation. But then you can keep going, right? As long with a compacted conversation, but it takes a bunch of tokens to do that. In Claude Desktop, when I run out of context, it just runs out, and I can't use that whole chat anymore. I just have to stop. There's like no more continuing. So then I have to figure out how to make a new chat that's continuing what was going on in the old chat. So I do like that about Claude Code a little better. All right, here we go. It's finished checking the logs. It'll time out. I think that was like a 2-minute. All right, it's redirecting. Let's check this. So what I did was I set up an NGINX server on this Pi, and oh, that's not good. And I think, no, that looks like it's passing through. I see data. Let's check if there's a working UFO. Yeah, good call. That's what I want to do too. This is still compacting.
I feel like this is what people in the movies imagine when we are developing, like just a bunch of terminals moving.
Yeah. That's what but then it's not very interesting to watch a bunch of terminals. But with agents in the terminals, it is much more natural because you're talking, you're using words. You're not as much writing code. Although sometimes it does stupid code and then you have to do real code. So you have to get a feel for when to take the controls back and say, sorry, you're doing a terrible job. I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's rerunning the container now. And what does it say it did? It reran it, and I can't verify it's responding. All right, good. So we'll use the other one to do that. Restart the YouTube stream. All right, cool. And this one actually did some dimming and some brightness. Let's see, so it knew how to do FFmpeg to stream to YouTube. I had to tell it I wanted to, but oh, I'm back online. All right, so I'll give you guys a new stream. Every time I go back online, the stream link changes. So let's put this in here. You can see the dark UFO anyway. Oh, here we are. That's the old one. Here's the new one. And it's dark. And where is StreamYard? Here we go. There. I sent it to the StreamYard. So when we get it back online, great. Now let's check on the NGINX server that the UFO is hosted behind on 10.3.150.14. This is all on a little Raspberry Pi in my closet. So it'll actually, that's another reason I like Claude Code. It'll SSH into my machines and make commands run on those servers instead of my local host too. So I'm able to control many computers from here, which is much more. I'm happy to do that instead of just editing files, right? It's going to go reach out and check my configuration and read logs. See, it's doing that right now. And so what it just did, for example, was this one. I have too many windows. So it did system control status NGINX for me. And then it read these logs to tell me everything was fine, so I didn't have to, right? One of the many little steps So it says it's configured to proxy to that address. Okay, good. I'm actually going to go ping that address and see if it's there. Okay, the UFO's there. That's good. And it's going to go try to make an HTTP request for me. Oh, we're getting 502s. Okay, good. That means we found the problem. It's reachable, so I'm ahead of it. It was slower than me. It just found out it could ping it. Is that there? Oh, it's not getting to the port. I can check that myself. 192.168.50.10.80.80. Now, C connection refused. So it's having an issue with that. No, it's not running. We just found that out. I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to tell it. No. Wait. We just proved that the UFO is not responding on port 8080. What's with that? And you can sometimes give it an open question like that, and it will think about it and give you some ideas, right? I don't have Nmap on there. It tried to use a tool that's not there. Listening on port 80, not 8080. So it's going to go back to port 80. Good. And what it's doing is it's changing this file. Sites available, the UFO config. So just because it's an AI doing it, you should probably still know what it's doing. So it's changing the config here. And I do not see a port in this config. It's going straight to 80. Did I already let it go, maybe? Huh. Let's do it again. That looks the same. I didn't see any changes. Stupid AI. Okay, good. It's getting some trash when it tries to contact the UFO. It's almost like my device. All right, wait. I am going to power cycle it. Let's see what that does. So you will see that on the live stream. Now it's off. And it's on. And what it usually does is it'll flash yellow for a little while until it gets an IP address, and then it'll display its IP address with light patterns. And so we'll let the AI agent tell that it's back online. Oh, good. It knows it's back online. No,
I don't see anything in the live stream.
No. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Is the camera still pointing at it?
Oh, no, you're right. I kicked it. How's that?
Well, it's gonna take a few seconds.
I found my live stream. Oh, let me recenter that. Did I go too much? That's kind of centered. There we go. So it's flashing my IP address. And something's up with my network stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like it almost like it when I rebuilt the software before the stream, it probably forgot how to talk to the API, or maybe the UFO is doing something weird that I didn't expect. It's closing connections prematurely. philosophizing. I like how it says how it's working. It's immediately closing the connection. So I'm going to see if I can get to it like this. 192.168. Was it 50.10? Yeah, 50.10. I'm just going to do a curl request and see what I get.
I think you made a typo. You said 5010.
Yeah, I did make a typo. Huh. So one thing I can do is SSH tunnel. So SSH dash L. I think it's L. How do you do that? I have to look this one up. I'm going to use my other agent. I've gotten where I don't use Google hardly at all anymore. New chat. How do I tunnel a remote URL through SSH so I can access it on a local port? I do this all the time, but I have to Google it every time. Let's see how the agent does. It's like one of those.
I normally use Perplexity for Googling.
Oh yeah? I don't think I have that one installed yet. I have ChatGPT, but I usually only use it for legal and business stuff now.
Yeah, I like Perplexity because it actually goes to look into places and it returns with like all the sites that it went through. So that's like if I want to verify it, I can just click on the sites. So that's cool.
Oh, that is cool. And okay, how long does it take?
It's pretty like quick? yeah.
Because I think ChatGPT takes like 5, 10, 15 minutes. I have to go walk away. So I would much rather what you're talking about. 80, I'll do 8088 colon 92.168 50.10 colon 80. So it'll open an SSH session and I should be able to access in a browser now. Localhost port 8088. Okay, here's the UFO now. Oh, this looks like what I was expecting. These are all my different old patterns. So the police pattern is the really long one, I think. Set. Yeah, there we go. Boy, that took a little while. Does it show up in here? Yeah, there we go. That looks like police lights, right?
That's really cool.
I was thinking if like my that would be like for cybersecurity thing or something, right? Somebody, you get a warning from your firewall or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that. So that's back online.
Cool.
Let's see if the okay, wait. What I should do is say, okay. So the API call worked. So let's try. Okay, I have API calls directly to the UFO working again. Try a simple, peaceful green lighting pattern through the tool. And let's see what happens. See if we're back. Yeah, we're back. Okay. So it looks like I had somehow when I redeployed the server, I messed with the network connection. This is like the opposite of the police pattern. This is like nature. everything's better. But you did get to see a little bit of the infrastructure behind doing it and the pattern. So I guess the way I coded this whole thing was I asked Claude to help me build an MCP server. So it went out and it found the MCP library. And every time it like made something not work very well, I would like go back and forth with it when I built this. I put it in Git. I do the deployment through Docker. Everything was agent driven for that one. So yeah, I think I'm working on another one now. It's not as cool, but it's more useful. I have some accounting I need to do for a company I'm a part of, and it's all like hundreds and hundreds of transactions in QuickBooks. So I'm actually trying to use the MuleSoft MCP server for that one. So not Go. I'm going to use MuleSoft and the QuickBooks connector, and I'm not done with it yet, so I can't demo it. But even a demo wouldn't be as fun as this because there's no pretty lights in QuickBooks. But I'm going to try to bring this to conferences and stuff. So instead of me doing it, it'd be cool if other people could control it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Maybe you can ask.
Mhm.
You can ask the AI to like take the Go and put it in MuleSoft. I don't know if it would work.
Yeah, it's the I bet it would. I bet, and that's very good requirements when you have a working program already, right? So just translate this to MuleSoft. I feel like Curitech would be excellent at that. That seems like one that they would just do, and when I could walk away and come back and it would be finished.
Yeah.
You know? So I'll probably try that one. Although I will try. I have been trying the MuleSoft one quite a bit. It does some things better than others. I was noticing. I was building a system API and I wanted it to go create the API instances and then give me back the API IDs and set up auto discovery and then go make the policies and everything. And somewhere along the way, it couldn't. It was losing it. It was not. It had to drop and use Anypoint CLI instead of using the tool. So I'm trying to give that feedback to the team as they build, because there's a lot of tools here. Look at all these tools for that to use. So maybe it would actually deploy it to the internet, and then you guys could send commands to my UFO, and we could see it change while we're talking to see what patterns people put on it.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
So I don't see any in the chat. Who wants to see a new pattern?
Nope, I don't see anyone in the chat.
What did I do here? This is the kind of thing I'll come in the morning and I'll do one like this one. Just like a new pattern that I want, because why not? So let's see what that one looks like. I did red and white because of this. Yeah. Speckled, deep red and white. Failed to call tool. I've seen it say that and then still work anyway, but that's probably a bug somewhere in my code. Let's see. So it's taking a while just to call the tool. It's not a slow stream. It actually hasn't finished calling it. There we go. That was actually pretty quick that time. There we go. And now I want more dark lights and some rotation. So the next thing to figure out, probably if I get more of these, what happened to the blur? Okay, the camera did some kind of focusing thing when it got dark, but it looks like it fixed itself. But I think the next thing I'd want to do is, let's say I had a few of these devices around. I have to decide, do I want them to just all have the same pattern, or would it put different patterns on different ones? And so you can decide if your MCP server controls one thing or many things. You see that focus is doing crazy stuff, but it's back. Yeah. And so it's just like any other API design. You have to decide what it's going to do, how many different functions you want it to have. And I got crazy at first, and then I backed off and took some of the features back out again, because I was trying to make it, what if I have two different agents controlling it? How do they not mess each other up? Because I'll do that sometime. Can it display all the colors it has at the same time? Why don't I just ask it that? I'll just do it. Display all the colors you have on the UFO at the same time. I'll tell you when I see it, and we'll see what the delay is on the stream. Yep. That is not all the colors, but it changed. It failed. It's RGB, so that's a lot of different colors. And I did not get RGB. I got purple and blue.
Yeah.
You hallucinated. We just only see purple and blue. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll give it a screenshot, right? So it knows what I'm saying, and then it'll do a better job. I do a lot of screenshots with my AIs. So let's do all the colors properly. Those look like different colors. No, that's still not working. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, hot pink. I got a few colors, but mostly blues and pinks. Yeah. I don't see any red, orange, or yellow, or green. I see some blue, violet, hot pink, and cyan. You have to argue with it a little bit. What? Okay, now I got red, white, and yellow. The red and the yellow both kind of wash out. Huh. It looks white on there. Here, let's fix that. Let's just fix that. I'll come back here. Here, I'll do this. The image is still too... The color balance still seems too bright. See, my last... On the Claude Code, I have to do it like this. I have to tell it where my screenshots are, and it has to go get them. And it has to do like a few steps to go find it, too. Wait, was this my one with the stream? I think that wasn't my right chat. I want the one. I think I used the chat that it was working on the URL, but I should have been using. See, it takes 3 shots. It should have been using the one that did the stream, though. Nope. Sorry. This is a change we need to make to the video streaming on AI Lab CPO4. Oops, I misspelled it, but sometimes it can work around that. Just yeah. It'll have to figure it out because I used the wrong one. Was it this one? Yeah. I'll just tell this one the same thing I told the other one. There. The chat that knows about the stream already. I could have got that chat to know about it, but this one already knows. Here we go. It'll grab the screenshot and then it'll ask to read it. It's always so. I'm going to let it read screenshots whenever it wants. Sometimes I get tired of approving.
I love the verbs that keep changing.
How's that? The verbs?
Yeah, it says like progressing, vibing, tinkering.
Yeah, and sometimes it'll puzzling.
Yeah.
It'll try to do them based on what you are doing. So envisioning, because it's kind of like related to vision. Okay, so we're going to restart the stream again, which is going to make a new... If it does it fast enough, it won't break the live stream. Let's see, 21 minutes. This is weird. It's like it looks dark on my stream. Okay, excellent connection. That's a little better. Lower exposure, reduced brightness. So now that still looks, you can tell the colors a little better. It's kind of blurry. let's
Might be
change
your
the logo.
camera.
Huh?
Might be your camera.
It might be our camera. I know. Yeah. Make the logo deep green and deeper green. So now we still need to get all the colors, which was the original assignment. I haven't been looking at the chat.
No, that's the last one.
Okay, we got the green logo. That's good. Okay, let's give it another try at displaying all the colors on different red lights. Make every light dramatically different colors from the next light.
I love how AI has made us more descriptive.
Yeah. I have gotten, yeah, exactly. It's forced us to. Okay, it did every single light. I wonder why it did 60 lights. It doesn't have 60 lights. See that? I think that's the problem. There's only 5, 10. Well, those are definitely different colors, but I think you are setting more lights than the device has. I think it's only 5, 10. It looks like 16 on top and 16 on bottom to me. I see that. We'll do the colors of the United States flag. Try rainbow again. Taking this into account. There's not 60 different lights. Oh, now we got a rainbow. Very good. Can you see the rainbow? There, that looks like a rainbow. All right.
So I didn't know how many lights it had.
And that's my fault. So I didn't. What that means is I need to make these instructions in the MCP server say that, right?
Mm.
So it just guessed, or maybe the configure lighting command. So each tool has its own instructions. So clearly, I have some improvements to make to the MCP server. Yeah, that's why I didn't know. Let's do the American. Let's just do the colors of the USA. Say it that way. People are getting creative. Yeah, that looks like it. 1, 2, 3. How long is the? There you go. And it did the logo too. Now, give me a country that people wouldn't know the colors of. Let's say
I don't know.
some country that's not as well. I don't know the colors of a lot of countries, to be perfectly honest. But I tell you what, there's a guy in my space from Rwanda. Do the colors of Rwanda. I don't know what those are. Somebody look them up. Apparently blue, yellow, and green. There we go. I don't know if I got the shades right.
Yeah, it looks. I think the green is supposed to be not that light.
Yeah, my green, it's on the back side of it. So it's hard to see, but it's very sea green. It's not like a forest green.
Yeah.
All right, let's do something really like what's another one like Iceland. I don't know. I think Iceland's only blue and white. I think I know Iceland. Oh, I like that one, the fire effect. Yeah, display now give me a good like I'm not going to say fire effect. Display a fire effect, crackling and gently no, I'm not going to do smoke. That'll be gray. Crackling and in the fireplace. How about that? If I said smoke, I would have got gray. Oh, it's gonna rotate and it's gonna fade in and out. That looks kind of like a fire from here. I think there's too much purple.
Yeah.
What a strange purple fire. Sometimes you can just do that.
Maybe it's like those fires are like blue.
I mean, there are fires that are blue when they're really hot. It's just doing red and yellow. Boring. That is the boring. Come on. Make a real fire. Sometimes you can do, I had a friend tell me that you can make the AI try harder and try higher and try harder. He said he opened a session one night and he just kept asking the AI, when will it end? And that's all he would say. And then it would go say all this, and he would say, when will it end? And it didn't know what to do with that. What are we doing here? Come on. Now we're talking. I've created a wild, really, have you? I mean, it's not bad.
It looks nice.
It looks pretty good. For an amateur. Let's see if that does. Oh, you want to see what I can really do? Challenge accepted. Professional pyrotechnics, huh? All right. That's, I kind of like this one. It looks fiery. Boom. Now this is a professional inferno. Yeah. You got to play with technology sometimes. So anyway, you guys can all do it yourself. This MCP server that I built is on my GitHub. So you can get the UFO from GitHub and print it and make it yourself. You can buy one. I should say that it's Dynatrace, the company, sells them. So that's how I didn't print mine. I just bought one, right? So you can 3D print them or you can just buy one, but it was $400 and not everybody wants to spend $400. So it depends if you rather spend time or money, right? So I bought one because I wanted to spend my time on the MCP server. So you can get one yourself. I don't make any money. I'm not a partner of Dynatrace. I like their software, nothing wrong with it, but I like their UFO better. And then my GitHub has the MCP server that I created, although it might be fun for you to create your own. So if you go here, I'll put that in the chat too. And then you can like make your own and hook it up to your own UFO and do this yourself at home, which might be fun. So this is the code. It doesn't look like it's pushed. Let me push it. I think I did Starspace because my office is called Starspace 46. Get status. Oh, wait, I gotta go to the MCP server. Get status. No, get push. I have changes here that aren't up there yet. There you go. So now, a big part of coding with Claude is that you put your guidelines in these files, and it'll know things, so you don't have to tell it all the time. Like, I want to use Docker to deploy or whatever. So my Claude.md is checked in. So if you wanted to use Claude to code it, you could. If you want to use Cursor, I think you can make them look at each other's guideline files. So wouldn't have to be only with Claude.
That's another cool thing about Kiro, that it has like its own UI for showing those files.
Oh, neat. A user interface?
Yeah.
I will have to give Kiro a try.
Yeah, and
but
every
no,
time that
are you
you
gonna
keep
get one
using
of these?
chat, it will like update the files, so that's cool.
It'll cost that. So if you have more than one, that's smart. That's pretty smart. What's this comment? Oh yeah, there's my MCP server. So maybe you should get one. If not, when we're at a conference again, I'll try to bring it with me. I need to figure a better mobile, because it's Wi-Fi connected, but it's old school, like 2.4 gigahertz. It doesn't work on all the modern Wi-Fi access points, especially if there's a login,
Yeah.
not a password, like an actual captive portal. It doesn't like those. So maybe I need to bring something with me that will.
Well, are you going to Dreamforce?
I'm not going to Dreamforce this year.
Ah.
I was, and then I'm not. It's a lot. I didn't put in any talks. I'm doing We Dreamin' in Dallas in 2 weeks, and then I'm probably going to do World Tour New York City because Shivani is mad at me for skipping the last two. I'll probably be at that one. And they always have a MuleSoft meetup before it. So the night before World Tour is always a MuleSoft meetup. We'll probably bring this to that. I gotta pick out what events. Maybe Chicago. I don't know. In Canada, they have that one on the West Coast, right in Vancouver. I haven't planned to go to that one. What's it called? Something Dreamin'. True North Dreamin'.
True North, yeah.
So I've thought about that one. I haven't put it on the calendar yet. So,
yeah.
We all need to collaborate on that. So on what events we're going to, so we can show up at the same ones. I know Dreamforce is the big one. So not this year.
All right. Cool.
All right. Well, I hope that was a fun session. I think we're at time.
Yes, that was really fun.
Yeah.
And whenever you can like make it public and so people can send their own requests, that would be really, really cool too.
That's a neat challenge. And people, that's a fun one. So I could live stream it on a web page with a little chat box below it.
Sure.
Yeah, let's see. Challenge accepted. Good idea.
Awesome.
All right.
So I will see you later. Hopefully you get that done.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. This was really cool.
Great.
Alrighty. Bye, everyone.